I'm not attracted to Hinduism. I'm attracted to knowledge. I'm attracted to the Veda because the Veda is the field of pure knowledge. Hinduism is a religion. When the master speaks, it immediately ceases to be what the master said and becomes what the listener heard. And that's the birth of religions, all religions. So religions are an interesting thing because they are what we have left of the words of the master. So it's precious. At the same time, the knowledge is so sublime, so subtle, that it's an echo. You see? So I prefer to not say I'm of any religion or I'm of all religions. Either way. But what my passion is what underlies religions. The truth. Sat. Like that.
Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah. And this, even traveling India, I was very surprised that the young people, they don't really know what Veda is. You ask them, there's hymns and things, and my grandfather would chant Veda. What is it? Oh, hymns, They don't understand that the Veda is the finest fabric of creation. It's the underlying essence of the entire universe. And they have no idea that in ancient times there were rishis, seers, whose physiology was so pure that they were able to bring their awareness to that finest level of existence and cognize Veda. Bring forth pure knowledge through the vehicle of their own being, you see? And the fact that knowledge is in India. India is the land of the Veda, you see? It's the home of all knowledge. That's an incredible thing. And therein lies knowledge of everything. All technologies. Even a technology to bring that subtle essence of infinite harmony, infinite intelligence, infinite coherence, and weld up through all levels of life, like a beacon light. And that's what we're building here at Mount Soma. Not just, and I say that with humility because it's a great thing, a Shiva temple. Oh, home of God, But a whole city built around the temples. A Gurushala. So we're going to have 5 temples. The center, the heart, Shiva. But we're also going to have a Vishnu temple, probably Krishna, a Lakshmi temple, Mother Divine, Ganesh temple, Surya temple, all built according to the Shastras, all according to the Vedic cognitions to build an enlightened city. And like that, it will radiate out the value not just on the deepest transcendental Shiva level, but all levels. Education will bring out knowledge of Vastu, will bring out knowledge of Ayurveda, will bring out knowledge of Gandharva Veda. We'll have pundit boys come and chant here, and we'll create an international harmony. But very different from what's often done in the arena of international harmony, which becomes like a whitewashing. Cultural integrity is lost. Some of the children I meet in Mumbai are more American than Americans. It's not a bad thing, but cultural integrity must not be compromised in the name of harmony between nations. It should be enhanced. And that's what Mount Soma is going to do. Real knowledge dwells at the depth of the soul. It dwells in the essence of a person's being. Even in the Veda, when they talk about the heart, they don't just mean the emotional heart, they mean the heart of your being, the transcendent, that pure Shiva value, you see? I'm a Westerner. I have not been trained nearly as thoroughly as many people in India about the Shastras and all that knowledge, but I go inside. I look for knowledge inside. And when I decided I wanted to build an enlightened city, I did not know, up here, I did not know that the Shiva temple was supposed to be in the center. I felt, I thought, I reflected, I pondered. I went deep inside to try to find where, what goes where. And I just knew the Shiva temple had to be right there. It turned out to be the center of town. It was the right place. And when the Stapatis came from India, and we talked about building a perfect Gurushala, they said, yes, Shiva temple's in the right place. And I felt so fortunate, I felt so fortunate. In all things, I also have become now the developer of all this land. There's Mount Soma land. And people introduce me as a developer sometimes. And I tell them, I said, my best qualification as a developer is that I know that I do not know what I'm doing. So I think, I reflect, I ask questions, I ponder, and I find the answers inside me and move forward from that place. Shiva is the underlying essence, the field of pure isness, the field of pure consciousness. Before this universe existed, all that existed was the field of pure isness, pure consciousness. Even modern physicists now tell us that the underlying basis of all existence, the unified field, seems to them to be the field of pure consciousness, just like the ancient rishis said. So what do we know about consciousness? Consciousness, by its own nature, is conscious of. If nothing exists, what could it have been conscious of? Itself. Consciousness became conscious of itself, viewed it as other, and duality was born. Consciousness became aware of that duality, a third thing. Aware of those three, a fourth thing. Boom, 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 boom. Very geometrically precise mathematical structure, yantra, the underlying crystalline matrix, the Veda. So it's all born out of Shiva, you see. Beautiful. The well begun is half done. So we have to be very careful that we really honor the Shastras, that we really honor the technology, because there's strength in that, there's invincibility in that. So if we stay true to the Veda, true to the Shastras, and I rely largely on the pundits for that, on the priests for that. When I interviewed priests for this temple, when I would tell them, I don't mean to, step on any toes or anything, but when I told them the rich people will not run this temple, the people who pay for this temple will not run this temple. The priests, the pundits run the temple. You should see, they get so happy, And so it's that invincibility inherent in pure knowledge that will perpetuate this. We just have to start it right. To the extent to which creating Mount Soma would evolve me. I saw this task. I wanted to build, because even Lord Krishna told Mother Divine 5,000 years ago, the age of enlightenment is coming. And we look out there, we see all this suffering. What can we do to help? I thought, build an enlightened city. My master, Maharishi, spoke about enlightened cities. And he spoke about the coming of the age of enlightenment. I wanted to do everything I could to make that dream a reality, you see? So I started working hard. Many challenges, many obstacles. Slowly through the years, complete devotion to the project, you see, to get it done. And what happened in the process is I died. The personality self, the ego, the small self, it didn't matter anymore. I was devoted to the project. I was devoted to, and I didn't think this way, but that's what it was. I was serving God. I was serving my master. And through that process, my passions are no longer my passions. My desires are no longer my desires. What makes me move, what makes me breathe, what keeps me here is a flow, like a cosmic flow, a divine flow. And that's all that matters. So we find fulfillment of our own individuality through the annihilation of our own individuality. And that's what Mount Soma has done for me. It's Kali Yuga. Money. If we had more money, we could finish this in 3 years. It's ridiculous. And a little bit of money. Price of 1-2 bombs, maybe. And we could build a unified field generator. We could build a Gurushala that would enlighten, like one light bulb in the corner of a room lights the room. We could build a Gurushala, we could light the light of divinity to radiate out through the whole world. You see? If the karma is right, the money comes. And it's a very funny and a beautiful thing. When I started Mount Soma, I ran out of money before we had the road to go around that corner. What am I going to do? But you just stay focused. I tell my students, you keep a steady hand on the rudder in the boat, keep a steady hand. In the worst storm, the hand has to be even more steady. Slowly, money came from here, money came from there. Now we have a temple, we have houses, we have this building, the other building's almost finished. Like that, it will continue. And the hardest part is the beginning. Well begun is half done already. And with the Shiva temple, just like the pundits have told me, once the temple is up, it's operating, that will bring more money. What do we mean by bring more money in that sense? Support of nature. So as this community functions and becomes bigger and bigger and lives with dedication and commitment to living in harmony with the Shastras, in harmony with the Veda, what does that mean? In harmony with nature. Quite naturally, it will receive the support of nature, and it will perpetuate itself. But there's another principle here. Timing. We live in Kali Yuga. But even Lord Krishna told Mother Divine that there's a period now of Sat Yuga, right in the midst of Kali Yuga. We're riding that wave. You see, the time is right. I tell my students how fortunate to have this knowledge at the right place, at the right time in history. How could we be so lucky? The wave is rising and we just happen to be right here. Make hay while the sun shines.